What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have given me on my previous videos. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, keep liking the video so I can keep uploading this type of content for you guys. So today is gonna be a really short video about how my Ftmo account is going for the previous week, as well what I'm expecting for the next week for the pair. I'm also show you guys the trades that I took last week and what are the pairs that I'm gonna be trading this week, basically on my Ftmo account. So as you can see here, the pair that I have here on my screen is Gbpjpy. That is the second pair that I trade when I don't trade Euro US dollar. So basically, these are the only two pairs that I trade: Gbpjpy, Euro US dollar. So last week, Euro US dollar didn't treat me that well, and basically for the previous weeks as well, they didn't treat me really well, just because I was looking for reversal on the pair when it was clearly on a complete downtrend and still on a downtrend without expectation on when it's actually gonna reverse to the upside, because of all the fundamentals that's coming out on that region. So as you can see here in my Ftmo account, they gave it to me July 4th. I started trading London section July 6th. And this is one of the pair again that I might implement into the people that are taking my signals, which I'm gonna leave possibly a link down below, so you can at least join my free Telegram channel where I post all my results and things about my Telegram channel. I'm gonna start posting educational stuff on that Telegram channel as well. So 2% up for the weeks on 3 trading days. Not the results that I was expecting, especially for this account size that I have. But at the end of the day, we started positive, which is really important for your psychology to start your account, even if it's a challenge verification or funded account, your first trade to be positive. That's gonna give you a little boost to basically keep going in the right momentum to the upside. So just a lot of break-even trades down here, as you can see. A lot of partial trades that I secure profits earlier, some trades that I cut earlier, some trades that I needed to let it run higher, that was gonna be give me a high reward, especially on a couple of trades on Gbpjpy long. But at the end of the day, I'm not complaining about the profits that I got here. All the trades that you're seeing here with low volume, basically $600, $400, $500, $500, those were all partials, as you can see here. And that's where the results of opening 10 lots, and as the pair moved in the right direction, you start securing profits. So even though you start securing profits, you secure profits like this. You start closing down your lot sizes little by little till you're basically good with the results that you got. So only two losing trades that I cut, basically on this day, and we're still above. We still double the profit compared to the losses, which is a positive risk to reward. But at the end of the day, I know that I could have done a lot better last week. I was probably, if everything was the way that I wanted to, I was possibly gonna be up 5% on the 3 trading days for that week if I actually let some trades around that I had open on that day. But at the end of the day, we're still positive. Expected profit split day is the 19th, which I still haven't picked it yet. But during a month you have 3 basically times that you can change your profit split day. So I'm possibly gonna get a withdrawal on the 19th, since I'll be out of the country for a month on vacation after the 19th. So I want to secure those profits before I head out. So let's go into Gbpjpy and what I'm expecting for the pair for the next week and possibly for the next month, basically. So I always like to do a top-down analysis to see what is the pair doing, what is the pair telling me right now. So as you can see, this lets you know one thing: we are on a uptrend long term, but short term we might see some reversal to come grab some liquidities around this area over here before continuing to the upside. And if we go more into a technical size, you can see that the high was created up there, and the high has never been broken after it touched that level. So basically here the high, previous highs was over here, it was broken, and after that high it broke all previous highs, so downside, creating all the basically higher lows that you're seeing right now on the market. Weekly candle just let me know one thing: we couldn't close above previous weekly candle, and we didn't close below it, but it has more momentum to the downside than to the upside. So short term, I'm gonna start looking for the pair to go short to at least these areas over here before the pair continue to the upside. Obviously, one target that I have is this low that I created down here, and lower heights, and basically the lows that created right here. Those are basically, this is the most target that I'm looking at for this period before it continues to the upside. So this is one of the targets that I'm gonna start looking. So I always like to mark down the highs and the lows of the weekly time frame of the weekly candle that just closes. So it's gonna look something like this. So on the weekly, I mark down the weekly highs, weekly lows, and after I know the momentum and the trend of the pair short term, which I'm a day trader, I like to look at short term and long term trades at the same time. So I go down to my daily time frame, and guys, I try to keep it as clean as possible, as simple as possible, so you guys understand what I'm looking at. So you can see the pair created a high over here, came down, created this lower heights down here, higher lows over here, then went up and created lower heights, couldn't break previous highs. So that's let me know that we might have a change of a structure to the downside. So created higher lows, and again went to the upside, created lower heights, couldn't break previous lower heights. So now we're seeing the pair moving to the downside. So as you can see, we broke previous higher lows down here to the downside, creating a lower low right here on a daily time frame. And after that, we found a support area, which was a level of liquidity around this area over here. We found it right there, and as you can see, it has touched multiple times that level here, 1, 2, 3 times that level, and has reversal almost all the time. So created lower lows down here, which is the weekly low, which is one of the targets that I'm expecting for next week or the upcoming week to touch. If it touch that level, then I'm expecting the pair to at least come down to this level over here, potentially going down and touch basically this low right here, potentially also stopping out all the buy limits that we have up here. So be very, very careful if you buy around this level, because the pair might come down to this level and stop you out if you actually buy over here. So that's one thing that I'm gonna look out and that I'm gonna look out for before I buy if it comes down to this level. So when we go to the daily time frame now, we're seeing that previous lows down here couldn't be basically wasn't broken, and we saw at the same time a change of momentum to the upside. So what I'm expecting for the pairs to at least go touch the weekly highs up here before continuing to the downside. If we don't touch the weekly highs and actually break the weekly highs, then I'm gonna start looking for the lower heights over here around this level over here. One thing that I'm gonna say is, if basically the pair breaks this lower high over here, we are definitely breaking the highs over here, and we're gonna continue to the upside. But for next week, I'm expecting the pair to at least come up to the weekly highs before continue to the downside, and possibly profits partials taking is gonna be around this area over here, and possibly let the rest run into that lower low that we created. And if it breaks that lower low, then we're gonna continue to at least this low that it created down here. So that is one of the things that I'm gonna start looking for next week, guys. So hopefully you guys like this video, you know, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and you know, so I can keep uploading videos. So and down the description I'm gonna leave a link to my personal Instagram account where you can follow me, ask me questions and all that good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. See you next time.